Owning less means having more. Owning less means having more. 10 money rules I learned over the years that changed my life. I want to share something from my own experience. When I started my first venture in my 20s, everyone around me thought that earning more money would solve all the problems. I thought the same. We were wrong. Today, many of my friends earn $250,000 to $300,000 a year and barely make it to the end of the month. Some earn half of that and have solid savings. The difference isn't just income. It's in the things I'm going to talk about in this piece. 2 apartments. Same city, same neighborhood, similar rent. Imagine these 2 people. The first person earns $180,000 a year. Walk into their home and you see a large flat-screen TV, a leather sofa set, clothes with tags still on them, and shoe boxes that haven't been opened in years. This person is afraid to look at their bank account. 2 missed paychecks away from crisis. The second person earns just $96,000 a year. Their apartment has simple but carefully chosen belongings, only the things they genuinely need. There's open space, room to breathe. They check their bank account with confidence. They sleep well at night. They have 18 months of savings and invest regularly. This isn't just a story about income. It's a story about the difference between someone who has figured out the hidden relationship between possessions and money and someone who hasn't. The second person discovered a truth that very few people can see. Owning fewer things doesn't mean living less. It means living deliberately. And deliberate living creates a kind of financial freedom that most high earners never experience. Everything has 2 costs. This is a concept that will help you reassess every purchasing decision you make for the rest of your life. I learned it at 35, and I wished I had learned it much sooner. Every possession takes your money twice. The first cost is obvious, the price tag. But most people never think about the second cost, and that second cost is often greater than the first. The second cost includes storage, maintenance, mental energy, and opportunity cost. That treadmill you bought takes up 20 square meters of space. In the city, the cost per square meter runs $200 to $400 per year, which means that treadmill, which you most likely use as a clothes hanger, is costing you $4,000 to $8,000 a year in storage alone. Or take a boat. A $500,000 boat requires roughly 10% of its value, $50,000, in annual maintenance, even if you never take it out on the water. And we haven't even touched opportunity cost. The $250,000 you spent setting up a home gym could have grown to $800,000 over 15 years of investment returns. You didn't just buy a home gym. You bought away a piece of your financial freedom. Rule 1. Calculate the cost per use before every purchase. How many times will you realistically use this? Divide the total cost by that number. That's your cost per use. It's the only honest measure. A $2,000 jacket worn 200 times costs $10 per wear. A $500 jacket worn twice costs $250 per wear. Which one is actually expensive? A $3,000 kitchen appliance you use twice a year costs $1,500 per use. Run this calculation, and most impulse purchases eliminate themselves. Rule 2. Ask yourself, would I buy it again? About everything you own. Walk through your home. Look at each item and ask yourself honestly, if this disappeared today, would I go out and buy another one? For most things, the answer is no. That fondue set? No. The cassette player you haven't touched in 3 years? No. The clothes with the tag still on? No. These items carry negative value. They come back to you as wasted space, energy, and maintenance costs. Sell them, donate them, or throw them away. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but afterward, you'll feel remarkably lighter. Rule 3. Don't upgrade out of boredom. I see this constantly in people who earn well, but never build savings. They replace a perfectly working phone the moment a new model comes out. They sell a car that runs just fine because a friend bought a newer one. One clear rule: Never replace something that still works. Boredom is not a reason. A newer model existing doesn't mean your current one is broken. The average person replaces their phone every 2 to 3 years, even when the previous one works perfectly. Over 30 years, this habit can cost $150,000 to $200,000 in the phone category alone. Rule 4. Make spending harder, make saving easier. Human behavior follows the path of least resistance. If spending is easy and saving is hard, you'll spend. If it's the other way around, you'll save. Here's how I set up my system. The moment my paycheck arrives, an automatic transfer moves money to my investment account. Before I even see what's in my account, 25% is already gone. I removed my saved credit card details from online shopping sites. I mark promotional emails as spam. The 24-hour rule changed my life. Whenever I feel the urge to buy something on impulse, I wait the 24 hours. About 70% of those urges simply disappear by the next day. Don't rely on willpower. Willpower depletes throughout the day. A system stays constant. Set your system up right. Rule 5. Count your possessions regularly. It sounds obsessive until you actually do it. Counting creates awareness. Awareness prevents accumulation. How many shirts do you have in your closet? Most people discover 3 or 4 times what they estimated. Once you know you own 47 shirts, buying another one feels different. It feels like adding number 48 to a list. Set limits for each category. I keep a maximum of 30 clothing items in my wardrobe. If something new comes in, something must go out. That friction alone significantly reduces how much I buy. Rule 6. Rent or borrow before you buy. We use most of what we buy intensively for a short time, then rarely at all. The excitement fades, the enthusiasm runs its course, and the item joins the collection of things never touched again. Want to go camping? Rent the gear for the first few trips. Interested in woodworking? Borrow tools from a friend or go to a workshop. This reveals 2 things: whether the interest is genuine or temporary, and exactly what you actually need. So when you eventually do buy, you're buying precisely what you need, not guessing. Rule 7. Account for the lifestyle multiplier. Everything you own connects to other things. A boat needs a trailer. The trailer needs a vehicle that can tow it. Then there's storage space, maintenance supplies, insurance, registration, safety equipment. What looks like a single purchase actually triggers an entire ecosystem of expenses. The real cost is never just the one item. When you buy a $500,000 boat, with all the multiplier costs added up, you may actually be making an $800,000 to $1 million decision. Seeing that full picture changes most major purchasing decisions. The multiplier also works in reverse. Getting rid of the boat eliminates an entire category of related expenses. Rule 8. Define enough before you start earning. The trap that high earners constantly fall into: never defining enough. Income rises, so lifestyle rises. The new lifestyle becomes normal. They're waiting for the next raise. The cycle is endless. I learned that the only way to break this cycle is to define enough in writing, in advance. Which apartment is sufficient? Which car meets your needs? Which standard of living genuinely satisfies you? Work that out, then keep earning. Every dollar above that threshold goes toward your freedom. Someone earning $350,000 but spending $200,000 can end up with 0 savings. Someone earning $200,000 but spending $100,000 grows their wealth significantly every year. Same income, different definition. Rule 9. Measure wealth by your options, not your accumulation. The conventional view measures wealth by what you own. I started questioning this about 10 years ago. True wealth is being able to choose what you do. Can you leave a job that's destroying your mental health? Can you take 6 months off for a family crisis? Can you start a company without guaranteed income? Can you retire before 60? These options are real wealth, and they're only available to people who've created serious distance between their income and their expenses. Every purchase isn't exchanging money for an object. It's exchanging an option for an object. Is that item worth reducing your capacity to make free choices about your life? Rule 10. Don't do annual purges, do cyclical decluttering. Most people who try minimalism do one massive clear-out, feel great for a few weeks, then slowly drift back to where they started. 2 years later, same place. Instead, small and consistent. A weekly glance at what's coming in and going out, a monthly review of one category, a quarterly assessment of overall trends. Removing 3 items a week is sustainable. Removing 300 items in one go feels overwhelming and gets postponed. Regular evaluation also builds awareness. Which categories tend to grow? Which emotional states trigger buying? Which marketing tactics work on you specifically? That awareness creates the ability to prevent accumulation, not just treat it. Where do you start? This week, use the "Would I buy it again?" test to find 10 items in your home. Sell them, donate them, or throw them away. Notice how it feels. This month, apply the 24-hour rule to every non-essential purchase. Keep track of what you buy and what you don't. The data will show you how much of your spending is driven by impulse. This year, count your possessions in the clothing, kitchen, and entertainment categories and set a ceiling for each. Put your definition of enough down on paper. The financial impact of these rules compounds over the years, but the real value lies somewhere else. Owning less gradually teaches you to want less, and when you want less, you can finally have the things you truly want.